A man who has made a career out of investigating these types of miracles is EWTN's miracle hunter, Michael O'Neill. He's the author of Science and the Miraculous, How the Church Investigates the Supernatural. It's sold on EWTN's religious catalog website listed on your screen. Michael took a few minutes to chat with me about the miracles of the Eucharist. Michael, thank you for talking with us about this fascinating subject. You're no stranger to Eucharistic miracles. You've written books on the topic, and you have a show on the topic, and you've been interviewed by religious and secular media alike. What drew you to this beautiful phenomenon?
Well, I think what's so fascinating is you look at all the types of miracles throughout history, and people have gone to my website, miraclehunter.com. They know that I've specialized in covering Marian apparitions. But in many miracles, there are some sort of complications, like you need to have the testimony of a reliable witness to know if a Marian apparition is true. When it comes to Eucharistic miracles, science can actually validate that something miraculous is in fact happening. And I think that's what's got great potential for drawing people closer to Jesus and to the church through these Eucharistic miracles.
Absolutely. Many have said that supernatural activity, satanic or demonic, is on the rise. Have you seen an uptick in miracles reported and investigations of possible miracles as a counter to that, or do they continue to be rare?
Well, I think the 1980s and 1990s were the heyday of miracles, Marian apparitions, and otherwise. But we are seeing a greater number of Eucharistic miracles around the world, not just in Europe, in recent years and decades. So I think that perhaps miracles of different types are on the rise.
And the miracle in Lanciano, Italy is one that you featured extensively, not something recent, but something a little more ancient. Tell us about this Basilian monk.
So this is perhaps the first and maybe most famous of all Eucharistic miracles happening in Lanciano in Italy in about the year 750 AD. And so there's this Basilian monk who has great doubts about the real presence, and perhaps he's praying for a sign. And when he consecrates the host and elevates it, he sees the transformation of true flesh and true blood being made manifest on that consecrated host. And it, of course, instantaneously restores his faith. And we don't all have the benefit of having a Eucharistic miracle happen in our very presence, but people can actually visit Lanciano, and I traveled there for a program, Explore, with EWTN, and you can see all the scientific studies that have been done on this, and they have found true flesh and true blood type AB, and it's absolutely amazing to see some of the science that's been looked at on this over the years.
All right, you talk about scientific verification. Let's break this down a little. What's the process to verify a miracle? Who makes the assertion to confirm it? Who makes the final call? Are Catholic scientists, Catholics specifically, always chosen for these investigations?
Well, different miracles have different types of investigation, but it's usually the local bishop who's in charge of investigating claims in his diocese. So when you do have a case of a Eucharistic miracle, for example, it'll most likely be the local priest reserving the Eucharist in water, as is the traditional way of doing that. Then he'll contact the local bishop if red has showed on the Eucharist, and sometimes it's red blood mold, but they might send it to scientists. In the case of 1996 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, the famous Eucharistic miracle that was sent by Jorge Bergoglio, the future Pope Francis, he sent that to atheistic scientists in New York City, and they came around and revealed that this was true flesh and true blood manifesting on this Eucharistic specimen. So, I think that involving non-Catholic scientists where possible is always the preference, but there's some difference across the board.
It really makes such a difference for you to mention that miracle, because there is a lot there in terms of what we've seen over the years and the history of this supernatural manifestation of the power of God. It's nothing rare to someone who has read the Old Testament and believes in everything that was happening. Then might we uncover more as the Eucharistic revival kicks off and more people start to have this real belief in the real presence?
It's my belief that people who get to know these Eucharistic miracles, and they can see them all documented on my website, miraclehunter.com, but the idea that true flesh and true blood in a fully integrated way is showing up on these rare occasions around the world, not just in Italy, but we see in Mexico, we see in India, we see all over Europe, so many cases, perhaps as many as 100 throughout history. And you see a great correspondence with them all having blood type AB, all being heart muscle. And I think this is absolutely amazing. And the Shroud of Turin has blood type AB as well. So there are some fascinating things that I hope draw people's interest and draw them closer to the Eucharist as a result.
Absolutely. Those correlations are beautiful and important for those of us who need to see to believe, and blessed are those who don't. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Montse.